Grand risings, grand blessings, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope that everyone enjoyed their 4th of July and and I hope that for those who are able to be off today, I hope that you are enjoying your Monday off. I wanted to get it on and talk about being happy, right? And healing. Right, I did a live YouTube. I think it was in November of 2019, talking about healing and happiness, and what that looks like. And on this path that I'm on of healing and creating happiness in my body and healing in my body, it's come with some challenges with people, right? And and me choosing to heal in this way, right? And me choosing to create happiness from a place that is not familiar with us, in a lot of ways, because of tradition, because of culture, because of church mindset. And on this path, this journey of healing and creating happiness in my body and in my mind, I have helped others to come into this balance, this higher vibration, right? And they too are like having challenges with people and and what that looks like for them. And so, there was a time like I would get really, really, really angry, right? Just total transparency at this point. I would get really, really angry. And because some church people think that they have the monopoly on how someone gets to heal, right? Or they have the monopoly on how one should be happy. And I really had to get to a place where I didn't throw anybody away that was having challenges with the way that I was choosing to heal and the way that I was choosing to create happiness and harmony in my body. However, I definitely had to come to creating healthy boundaries, right? And coming to the understanding that what I need my life to look like, right? What I need my happiness to look like, what I need my healing to look like. And I think and as a part of that, I had to reevaluate who would be with me in this healing, right? And understand that it's not about that everybody can't go, and I didn't even want to use those colloquialisms, or everybody is not a part of your destiny. Like, I didn't even want to live in that space, but I just decided or I negotiated with myself to just let it be what it was. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. And if that person is supposed to be along with me, then they will. And that which doesn't remain dissolves, right? I wasn't going to try to force it to happen, but I wasn't going to not force it. I just allowed it to be. And I think where we get caught up in with people having an issue with how we're evolving or how we're choosing to heal or how we're choosing to create happiness within ourselves or create harmony within ourselves is that somewhere in us we're not clear about ourselves, right? I had to negotiate that a lot, like especially in 2019, and I had to negotiate that a lot within myself. And we are not clear about ourselves. And because there's still a part of us that's in agreement with the way that they think and the way that they process what happiness looked like, what healing looks like, you know, we can allow that to get in the way of what it is that we're trying to do. And I think with what we have to realize, when you're coming out from among them again, you have to understand, you have to really get to a place where you are willing to be set free, or I should say liberated, because that's actually the word that came to my mind. Where you are willing to be liberated regardless to what others think, right? The problem that the church people had with Jesus was that he came along and he broke up tradition. He came along and he broke up familiarity. He came along and he broke up cliques and politics and all of these things. He broke up what church people considered virtue to be, right? So he came on the scene and he shook everything up, right? So when you decide that you want to be happy, when you decide that you want liberation, when you decide that you want healing, and it doesn't look like what your friends are familiar to, right? That you're breaking up monotony, you're breaking up rules, you're breaking up agreements, and they can't handle that. They don't know how to operate in that. So now it's demonic. Now it's not of God. Now it's all of this stuff. But I have this question. My hand is raised. The Bible says, if you believe what you read, that there was so many things and healings that Jesus did that they couldn't even put it in a book because it would be too much to contain, right? So people don't have a monopoly on what healing looks like, because they don't know everything that Jesus did and how he healed, right? And Jesus was kind in his healing process. He didn't command anybody, oh, you need to be healed this way or you need to be healed that way. Listen, he met everybody where they were. Talk, Alexis. And so when you're in this path and you're trying to heal and you're trying to be happy and you're trying to be whole and you're trying to be all of these things, and you have people that are in a lower vibration, that you have people who are familiar, or they are in agreement with familiarity, or they're in agreement of how they think your life should look or how they think you should live your life, then I would have to say that you're probably going to have to reconsider or reevaluate what's around you. I'm not saying throw anything away. But what I am saying is that your happiness and your healing has to mean more to you than what people have to say about how you do it. It's no different than the church people. They got mad with Jesus because he healed the man on the Sabbath, right? They weren't happy that the man got healed. Oh my God, but he healed on the Sabbath. See, those are the type of people a lot of times that we have around you. They're mad about tradition. They're mad about that you did it on a day that you wasn't supposed to do it, but not the mere fact that you're being happy, not the mere fact that you're healing. And I really came to a place, and I'm going to say this and be very clear and be very lucid about it. I am not allowing anybody's opinion about my healing and my happiness to dictate how I move in it. Like, it is not happening. And I have really gotten to this space where I release it in love and light. I release that in love and light. I'm not going to have any negative attachment to it. I'm not going to have a negative judgment on it. I'm not going to do any of that, right? That which doesn't remain dissolves. And so if what you're doing is offending anybody about your healing, about your happiness, then maybe you need to reevaluate what that friendship looks like, because maybe that friendship was never what you thought it was. Because I want people around me, even if they're not in agreement with my method of obtaining healing and my method of being happy, but if you're my friend, You should just be happy that I'm happy. You should just be happy that I'm healing, right? You don't, I didn't ask you to come along. I didn't ask you to do it, right? But if you see me smiling more, if you see me being vibrant more, if you see me enjoying life more, if you see my language changing and I am in this space of promoting good, why would you have an issue about the method? So we really have to get to this space of what do your happiness and your healing means to you, right? Because everybody don't heal the same way. What happiness means for this person may not mean that for somebody else. Happiness for some church people is material things. Happiness for some church people is running around the church 1,000 times and turning it around 1,000,000 times, right? I just got to a space where I'm not saying that it's wrong. What I'm saying is it's not serving me anymore. I'm not saying that it's wrong. It's just not right for me. And I think with some church people, they get in their feelings because I'm not saying that it's wrong. What I'm saying is you have the right to do what you want to do, right? You have the right to be where you want to be, but so do I. And you don't have some church people, let me be fair, that we may have in our lives don't have the monopoly on what our happiness and what our healing looks like. And so we have to really evolve beyond a lot of things. Some people like you being stuck. Some church people like you being codependent on them. Some church people like you needing them. And when you're no longer in that space, when you're no longer, could you pray for me? Could you? No, I'm standing on my own 2 feet. And maybe that's where the real issue lies, and they're just not aware of it, right? They're just not aware that they really do feel some type of way that you really don't need them no more. Let that sit for a minute. But I'm just in this space of you have to decide what that looks like for you. You really do. And I make that decision every day. Like what do I want that to look like for me? What do I want that to look like for me? I want to be around people that's good. I want to be around people that is trying to see themselves in a different way. And I'm not saying that, your church friends, they're saying certain things. And I'm not saying that what they're saying isn't right. But what I am saying is that just might be right for them. And, and coming from that church place, we always have this covert or overt thing to tell people this is the way that you need to do it and this is the way. And that's about control, right? That's about control, because true power don't need no control. True power don't need no control. When I'm teaching about healing and I'm teaching about creating happiness in your body and in your mind and the people that I'm around, because we do have similar backgrounds when it comes to certain aspects of who we are, and I say to them, what do you want to do? What does that mean to you? Or what does that look like to you? Or what does healing look like to you? They are so used to people controlling them and telling them, oh, do A, do B, do C, that they can't even think on their own. And so now I'm presenting information that's really simple, but it's challenging because we don't even understand how much we've been programmed. And I know because I was there. We've been programmed. I make this joke. I say church people been creating AI. Artificial intelligence. We've been doing that. We've been creating robots. Oh, Alexis, that's not going to go very well. But I decided that I didn't want to be a robot anymore. I didn't. And for the individuals who got upset with me about that, then I shade to you. Because I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be a robot. And everywhere that I go now, like people, I don't care what color they are, they're like, oh my God, you just have this light to you. Like, you just, every time I see you, you just, you're always smiling. And, and I can't say I for a long time, I can't say that I had that. I can't. But I got to a place where I had to decide on what my healing looked like for me. They didn't have cancer. So, yeah. And I asked God, what do I need to do to help this not to come back to my body? Yeah. Because if you really look around, this is real talk. There's a saying where I'm from, a colloquialism that says, "Listen for me." I normally would hear it from a lot of Caribbean people, but listen for me. And what that means is that I need you to listen. So listen for me. You have to really get to this space of not caring a lot about what other people think. And not that you don't care, but you don't care. Jesus came on the scene and, he wasn't checking for them Pharisees and them Sadducees. Like, he wasn't. Like, he came on and said, hey, this is what I'm doing. Right? He didn't get permission to evolve. He didn't get permission to heal. He didn't do any of that. And we are around a lot of Sadducees and Pharisees that's trying to keep us in bondage. And you really just have to make up in your mind, like, what do I want? Like, what do I want to do? And what do I want that to look like? And sometimes that don't look like what I'm familiar with. Sometimes that don't look like what I've been taught. And so I just want to give just like this little encouragement, like, you got to make up in your mind, like what you want. And that may be every day. That may be every second that you are having to make up in your mind, like, I want to heal. And God, I want to heal, but what if that healing is not like what I'm familiar to? Maybe me turning around 3 times doesn't work anymore for this. Maybe doing 1,000 5 a.m. prayer calls isn't it anymore. And again, and I'm not saying that those things don't work. What I'm saying is that maybe it's not working for where you need to go next. That's all I'm saying. It may work for people who are novice, who are neophyte. Oh, Alexis. It may work for somebody who's on milk. But Paul said, he said, I want to give you food, but I solid food, but I can't. So I got to keep giving this milk to you, right? But do you want to stay on baby formula, or do you want to grow up? Do you want to evolve in your emotions? Do you want to evolve in your thinking? Do you want to evolve as being a man, or a woman? Like, we have to really start asking ourselves that, because a lot of us are female adults and adult males with little girl and little boy tendencies. And we keep going like to the same space or to the same person. And listen, and where you are, they can't help you. They can't help you. So that's my morning motivation for today. And so I hope that you all have an amazing rest of your day. I am Alexis Cole, and thank you for sharing space and time with me. Love you much. Bye.